Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from. The county or the country in case you are out of the Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a general agreement in the Republic of Kenya that Azimio's rallies and demonstrations yesterday were a huge success. And they actually exceeded the expectation of Azimio brigades. And that's why Kenya Kwanza government could not really tame the protesters the way they had planned to do. The question is, why were the rallies so successful? The answer to that lies in change of strategy. Azimio brigades changed their strategy on how they approached yesterday's rally. And that's exactly what I want us to look at in this particular video. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. What we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. And without any further ado, let us dive in. You know, there is a mistake which has been happening in Azimio. They are always predictable. You can always know, like, for example, they said they were going to hold the rally in Kamkunji. They are always predictable. Leaders will come there, all of them. They'll converge. And then the principals will come. They will address the rally. And that will be the end of it. If it's demonstrations like the one which was planned, the strategy always is they announce a place, they emerge from a place, maneuver around the city, then ultimately at the end of the day, people go home. But yesterday's rally was hugely successful because they changed the strategy. Number one, if you keenly followed those Azimio rallies, there's something which they did. Each and every principal was tasked with delivering their regions. That's why we saw very successful rallies in Machakos and Ukambani. You see, Ukambani believes, Kamba leaders believe that Raila Odinga will endorse Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And therefore, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka must show his ability to mobilize his region. Because it doesn't make sense that every time rallies are called, then you only see Luos, lawyers, and Kisis and maybe other parts of the country turning out, while Kalonzo Musyoka's Ukambani is safe. This time round, Ukambani turned out in large numbers. Then you go to Kakamega, for example. Oparanya managed some aspect of Western Kenya. I saw Wajakoya the 5th and Eugene Wamalwa leading hugely successful rallies and protest in Mumias. Then Jeremiah Kioni went to Nyandarua. Although nothing much, but at least people signed the booklet. The same to Martha Karua. And that change of strategy meant that Raila Odinga was then left with other leaders. You saw Raila Odinga riding in the same vehicle with Mwangi wa Iria. What does that tell you? You saw Maina Njenga with Raila Amolo Odinga, probably to mobilize the Kikuyu youth in Nairobi. And that can explain why places like predominantly Kikuyus were really excited whenever this team moved around. So that change of strategy by assigning the leaders to their regions actually worked magic. And that's why when Rigathi Gachagua promised that he was going to deal with Raila Odinga, before he could deal with Raila Odinga in Nairobi and Kondele, Kisii erupted. Before he realized, Mombasa erupted. Before he realized, Machakos erupted. So they could not manage the demonstrations. So that's number one. Number two, I also tend to think that Azimio actually managed to conceal their real intention. They concealed their intention completely. they were very vague that, okay, we are going to have a rally in Kamkunji and other parts of the country. They just left it like that. In fact, for me, even as late as Friday, most people were not even sure whether mandamanos were going to happen. But Kenyans were surprised that Azimio had read the mood of the country. They knew that the country was actually just waiting for the whistle. What shocked me was the fact that places like Nakuru, places like deep inside Georgia, places like deep in Mount Kenya, you'd see people showing solidarity with Azimio. So basically, they concealed their intention. Let me just demonstrate for you using Kamkunji. Raila Odinga announced that they are going to have a rally in Kamkunji. So the focus of everybody was in Kamkunji. Then Raila Odinga actually went to Kamkunji, launched that signature. Very few people spoke. In fact, the podium in Kamkunji was erected in the morning. That's the fact. It was erected in the morning. And for me, at some point, I was even worried that that podium could fall down with the leaders because everybody was on top of it. And I was not sure with its capacity to carry those number of people. So everybody thought that was the end. Then once they landed in Kamkunji, Raila Odinga delivered his speech and he told the Kenyans, we are heading to Central Square. And you see, police had actually condoned the area. So they told police, you are headed there. So the police focused on Raila Odinga's convoy. Unknown to them, the rest of the people were using different routes to Nairobi. Before they realized, it was late. These guys had access CBD. So they were able to actually conceal their intention. How many people expected Kisii to erupt, for example? I'm sure next time, some other place is going to erupt. And what would worry William Ruto is the fact that these guys actually manage these rallies, organize these rallies at the level of cant of county. What if now they'll tell the members of parliament, each and every member of parliament who is in Azimio, please go and organize a demonstration in your constituency. So that we'll have demonstration in Nyakach, we have another one in Nyando, we have another one in Muroni, we have another one in Busia. Those constituencies moving forward mpaka huko mwisho wa Kenya huko. How do you think it will look like? So basically, I tend to think that they were able to conceal their intention, and that's why the rally was successful. Their third strategy, which worked magic for me, was the trap they laid for the government. You see, Rigathi Gachagua had promised, okay, we are coming. Raila Odinga, let us meet in CBD. Very early in the morning, you saw water cannons moving around town here. You saw water cannons in the CBD of Nairobi moving around. Lorries and lorries of Mariamu with the full police moving around Nairobi successfully. So in the morning, police blocked all roads leading to CBD. Nobody told them to block. They blocked the roads. So when the vehicles started coming to Nairobi, to the CBD, they realized that police had condoned the area. So those who are going to work returned. By that, they actually played into Raila Odinga's game plan. So Raila Odinga really did not now work much in paralyzing operations in Nairobi, CBD. That work was performed by the government itself. So by the time the government realized it was late, they had already blocked people because people are now watching this on Facebook. Then the government decided, okay, we are blocking Facebook. And actually on that, they succeeded. They blocked it on Facebook. So Azimio could not really relay their feed on Facebook. But Kenyans were very fast on WhatsApp, on TikTok, and every other place. So they were able to see that CBD was not accessible. So the businesses actually closed. One of the intention of Azimio was generally to paralyze government operations. So once the CBD is blocked, what else do you want them to do? They just move around with you, evening, they go back. On Saturday, the next day, people go back to work as usual. So that was the third strategy. The fourth strategy for me was how they were able to identify routes to use. And the strategy was very similar everywhere. You see, yesterday I joined the demonstrations here in Kisumu a bit, trying to join the people from Kondele. They were being blocked from CBD, so they went all the way to Nyamasaria. Then you realize at some point, people were splitting. That's exactly what happened in Kisii. If you followed those videos from Kisii, at some point, people just came from some group from here, group from here, group from here, and the police were forced to run. In Nairobi, how did these people manage to access CBD? How? They were able to split themselves. So another group coming from this route, another one here, another one here. While that was happening, they were busy. The water cannons were busy tracking Raila Odinga and the crew. In fact, I think when they were at Kekomba, that was the epic of yesterday's mandamanos for me, if you ask me. At Kekomba, there was a Kikuyu commentator who was recording, and you could feel the happiness in the gentleman that this is now the real Sabasaba we wanted. Which takes me to the last strategy. Peaceful protest. If there's one area Azimio succeeded yesterday, was to conduct a peaceful protest. Why I said that this time around, no vehicle was banned in Ngong Road. Why? Why is it that this time around, there were no images of those youths away from Mandamano here, ransacking people's pockets, harassing people going about their business? Why is it that this time around, no cases of looting? I witnessed one here in Kisumu when they were attacking these rubies just before, because the team from Kondele actually came, then they were blocked from, for those who know Kisumu, that highway, that flyover. So they went to Nyamasara. Then another group just came here, and this group were only focused on this particular petrol station, and people were like, okay, what's happening? But of course, these mandamanos, thugs normally take advantage. But the truth of the matter is that in general, it was hugely successful. Mandamano. And that was a strategy by Azimio. So that if you are to attack them, you'll attack innocent Kenyans. And I think for that particular trap, Kenya Kwanza government was able to evade. I don't know what you think. That's my take, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.